Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial by Shana's Home DIY and Crafts. In today's video, we are going to be making a wood round sign. Yes, you heard me. That's right. We are going to be making a wood round sign. Okay, and this is a Christmas one, so we're doing the Christmas in July thing going on. Okay. All right, so here we go. I have my wood round. I got this one from Lowe's. You could get it at Lowe's, Home Depot, or you could buy the wood and cut it yourself. You could also get them online. So here we go. I have a 16-inch wood round, and I am going in. It's already sanded and everything, the smooth one. I purchased the one in the plastic that's already smooth finished, and I'm just going in with my dark walnut stain, and I'm just using a piece of cloth, and I'm just wiping across the wood. Now, the darker you want your wood to be, the more stain you put. So you're gonna see me going over and over, putting stain over this. Okay. If it's your first time here, my name is Shana, and on this channel I do a lot of home DIY projects and different type of crafting. If you like what you see here today, or you like content like those things that you will see after this video, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button? You do so by hitting that red button that says subscribe. Once you do so, you want to turn your notification bell on. Therefore, you will notify every time I upload a video. If it's not your first time here, I want to say welcome back and thank you guys so much for your continuous love and support. As I always say, I couldn't have done it without you guys, so I want to say thank you. Also want to say thank you everyone. Thank you again. We hit 4,000 subscribers, and again, thank you. I want to celebrate that with you guys. It's 4,000. It's not easy on YouTube, guys. You know, some of you guys are creator and y'all know. But I want to thank you guys. So here we go. That's all I'm doing. I'm staining my wood. I'm going to go ahead once I'm done with the front. I stain the whole thing. I stain the back, the front, the whole thing. Because this is end up going to be a reverse sign. But I'm only showing a video of one side. If you guys are interested in seeing what the other side look like, why don't you go ahead and type me a comment in the comment section, and I'll do another video on that. Okay? Thank you. Once I was done staining the wood, I leave it to dry, and I pick up once it was dry, and I continue doing what I was doing. So now we're on to the next step. Here we go. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to be using some painter's tape. I have some tape here. That was I'm going to use. That tape didn't work, so I ended up having to go over my blue painter's tape, and we're going to make a line. Now you may be wondering, why am I not measuring? I am just eyeballing this, and also the wood has some grain. The wood has some really nice grain and straight line. So what I did here to help me go right across, so I know I have it straight, I followed the grain of the wood. You follow the grain of the wood, you can't go wrong. So that's what I did. And once I get that nice and tight and sealed down on my wood, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my little squeegee, and I'm just going to burnish over that to make sure the tape is nice and tight on the wood. Once I was done doing so, I went ahead and I'm going to be using my Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the color of white, and I'm also going to be using a foam roller to roll the paint on the half bottom, or the bottom half of the wood sign. Okay. You want to make sure you're getting the edge or the outer part of your wood as well. Don't forget to paint that part, okay? So I'm using some little paint stand. I got those on Amazon. If you want, I could have those in the description box below, so you can check that out. So I'm using that. Make sure you get the outer part or the edge of the white part. I went ahead and off camera I applied 2 coats of white paint. leave that to dry. Once it was dry, here we go. We come back in. We have our vinyl with our decal created. I did not make a video on how I do so because I didn't want to waste time or take up too much time of this video. So here we go. I am just going in nicely with my weeding tool and I'm weeding this decal out. All right, and as you can see, we're coming up on seeing what the decal looks like. Once I was done weeding out my decal, I went ahead and I cut the Mary off from the Christmas. Then I'm going to use 91% alcohol. That's what's in that bottle, 91% alcohol and a paper towel. I'm just going to clean that area off so I can attach the word to the sign, because I don't want any residue. It will what do you may call it? Affect my lettering from stick to the sign. So here we go. I'm using my scissors. I'm cutting out my transfer tape. And once I'm done doing so, we're just going to transfer the writing on the tape, and then we'll put it to our sign. At this point, guys, all I'm doing is I'm just eyeballing and I'm just trying to measure to make sure this line up on the sign well, because once you put it down, that's it. It's gonna stick to the sign. I mean, you can pull it back up if you have to in a certain with some heat or something, but I'm just eyeballing it. I'm using the Mary and just trying to place them in order to make sure I line up that Christmas on the sign properly. Okay. Once I was comfortable with my placement, I went ahead and I used my little squeegee and I just burnished over that, and that's how you apply. We're using permanent vinyl, guys. If you guys are interested in know what kind of vinyl I'm using permanent vinyl. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I can't talk. I don't know. I think I need to do speech therapy or something. I can't talk. But anyways, that's all I'm doing. We're burnishing over and we're putting some pressure on that to make sure it sits down on the sign nice and tight. Okay. Now that I have my lettering stick to my wood, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to peel back the transfer tape. Once I peel that transfer tape back, guys, I'm going to save this transfer tape. I do not waste transfer tape. So if you're new at doing this, yes, you can reuse your transfer tape. Also, it depends on what you use it on. But I use over my transfer tape. I probably used it on 5 signs prior to this. So that's why, if you notice, I'm not even going to cut it. I'm just going to put it halfway to the Mary and squeegee that over onto my decal, and I'm gonna go ahead and transfer it back to my wood sign. And once I'm done doing so, I'm gonna go ahead again and save my vinyl, my transfer tape. I don't throw them away that easy. Okay, it has to be not non-stick. Stop sticking for me to throw them out. Now we're on to the next step where I'm going to make my bow. So I'm using these Christmas candy looking cane ribbon, and I'm just going to go ahead, and all I'm doing here, guys, I'm just going to like fold and measure to see how big I want the bow for the sign. So that's all I'm doing here. I'm just going to be folding it and twisting it. If you notice, I fold and I'm going to twist, fold and twist, fold and twist until I get it to look like what I want it to look like. Then I will attach it to the sign. Once I was done making my bow, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to place it on the sign to make sure it's in the right spot that I want it to be. So now that I have it in the right here on the sign, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my stapler to secure the bow on the sign. If you want, you could use hot glue. I'm selling these signs, so I want to make sure it's secure down to the bone, to the teeth, to the gum, to everything, because I don't want nobody coming back and say, oh, the bow came off. I mean, you could use the Gorilla Glue hot glue stick, but I know not everybody has a screen porch, and some of these things do melt when the heat gets on it. So that's why I'm securing it down to the bone. Alright, so here we go. We're just going to go ahead and fluff our ribbon, and we're going to cut a few more pieces to make the tail off the bow. So now that my bow is secure, here I am with some greenery, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to fill that in, some of the greenery in underneath the bow. Now you may be wondering, why didn't you put the greenery down first before the bow? You can do that too. You can do whatever you please. Some of my wood round I make, I put the greenery down before it. It's my first time working with these kind of Christmas trim, and they have a lot of white buds on it, so I don't want it to look too overcrowded, so I don't want to cut too much and put it down and then I have to remove it. So I prefer to put the bow on this one because this sign is very fancy. He has a lot going on. He has the candy cane look, and then he has the greenery with the white on it, and you know, it has a lot going on. So that's why I made the bow first, and then I'm filling in the greenery after. But if you want, again, you could do it whichever way it's easier for you or whichever way it looks good for you. Okay? Again, I'm going to go in with my heavy duty stapler and I'm going to be stapling down these greenery. Again, you could glue, hot glue, you could Gorilla Glue, you could, what do they call the next one? E6000 glue. I'm going to just use my stapler and I'm going to staple these bad boy down. I don't want nobody coming back saying things fall off. So that's why I'm stapling it down. You could use both if you want to, but time is everything here and I'm not going to waste material if I don't need to. So I'm using the stapler, okay? And yes, this sign is already looking beautiful. It's so pretty. I can't wait for Christmas to come back. It's looking so good. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and gonna use my little scissors here. I'm gonna make my little ducktail, cutting those down, and then I'm gonna, off camera, I think I use a lighter to touch up the edge so the ribbon don't continue to reel. It's not reeling, but again, I like to do things. I have OCD and I want to make sure it's perfect. Okay. So now I'm fluffing the bow, and I just wish the customers could keep it all fluffy like I do. Sometimes it's flattened down and they leave it like that and they say it looks good, but all that matters is that they love it. Okay, I take a lot of pride in my work and I'm happy that they appreciate that. All right, so here we go. I feel like they need a little bit more of greenery, so I'm just going in and trying to play around with it to see what else it needs, and you know, and that's all I'm doing, just playing around with it, because basically we're done with the sign. It's just to put the final coat on, the final coat like the sealant, and then I'm going to put the hanging part of it, and we're all done. So here we go. I'm going ahead and I'm going to use the ribbon piece to make the hanging part. So if you notice, I'm folding that candy cane looking ribbon again, and I'm going to cut it at a certain distance. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to staple and hot glue that. I'm going to both hot glue and staple this to the back of my sign, okay? Now guys, after you finish watching this video, I'm going to ask you to please go ahead and check out some of my other content. They're going to be popping up right after this video. So if you like this type of video, go ahead and check out the other video that's going to pop up. Once I attached the hanging part to the back of the sign, I went ahead and I'm going to use my Modpodge sealant glossy to seal my sign. So because I didn't seal it, I should have sealed the sign before I put the bow on. But guys, I did this sign last November, I think, somewhere there in Christmas. You notice I'm wearing a long sleeve, so this is an old video that I did not get to edit since December because I was so busy working 2-job traveling, as you guys know. So yeah, I come home from work, I was busy with both job and the side hustle. So I'm going to use some newspaper and I'm going to wrap over my bow and my greenery so that doesn't get like sprayed, and I'm going to use some tape and tape that up. Then I'm going to take that outside. It's cold outside. Back then when I did this video, it's cold outside, so I'm going to take it outside, and I won't take the camera with me, but I'm going to spray that. Once I'm done spraying it, then we'll come back and show you what it looks like when I was done. And unfortunately, I lost the full clip of how the full clip of the correct format to video for YouTube. So this was a short that I had for TikTok, so I used that here. So you're not seeing the full beauty of the sign, but you guys seeing it while I was creating it. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love how it looks, and I just want to say, if you enjoy watching this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell. Also make sure you share this video with your friends and family, this way they won't miss out. Now remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Until next time, be blessed.